O szlak. Nie wiem, czy kojarzycie takie małe robaki. Takie bardzo malutkie, paskowate robaczki. To one mają taki bardzo fajny zwyczaj włażenia wszędzie. Na przykład jeden właśnie wlazł mi pod ekran i łazi między pikselami. Świetnie. Teraz go nie widzę, bo siedzi na ekranie, gdzie mam czat, więc jest na czarnym ekranie. Jak zrobię tak? O, widzę go. O, teraz jest bardzo widoczny. Uwaga. Nie będzie go widać, bo musiałbym dostosować jasność. Świetnie. No to super. Jest... Tu na tym białym. No, bardzo pięknie widać, bo jest przejaskrawiona kamera. Muszę mieć nadzieję, że sobie stamtąd pójdzie, bo nie mogę go wydrapać, bo jest pod ekranem, więc... Dobra, ale teraz akurat mi się bardzo chce go pokazać, więc... Nie, zawraca do nas do połowy ekranu i teraz wraca z powrotem. Jaki debil. Kamera... Przy dzwonku do drzwi jest pełno tych takich trupów przy dzwonku w dzwonku. Kamera, konfiguracja wejścia. O shit. Niepotrzebnie to tym się bawiłem. Ale dobra, to mogę przerzucić teraz. I on jest tutaj. Więc w razie co, mogę zmienić jasność. O, już o wiele lepiej widać. Tylko gdzie on był? A. Nadal gówno widać. Dobra. Gdzieś tu łazi. Skoro go nie widać, to chyba lepiej. To teraz tak możemy zostawić. Mam nadzieję, że on się stamtąd wyniesie i nie zdechnie na zawał na środku ekranu, bo to by było cringe. To trzeba być based. Oj, nie mogę tego wpisać ręcznie. A jak anuluję? O! Wróci do normalności. Nie mam pojęcia, co mi właśnie Faro wysłał, ale coś w czym jest napis Ar Toneliko. Toneliko nazywa się Eisk w japońskiej wersji, bo Toneliko to po japońsku jesion, po angielsku ash tree, staroangielskie Eisk. The more you know. Okej, jesteśmy w Orkney. Chwila, to w takim razie nie jesion, tylko... jakoś podobnie. Dobra, sprawdzę. Nie, to jest jesion. Ej. Jesionowa knienia to jest Ashen Vale czy Silver Pine? Jeżeli to jest Silver Pine, to jest potężny błąd. Ashen Vale, dobra, to nieważne. Jakby to było już Silver Pine, to byłoby zabawnie, bo Silver Pine to jest sosnowy las. Ej, zanim pójdziemy gdziekolwiek dalej, zanim pójdziemy lać się z bossami w tym... Dark Soulsowymi bossami, to trzeba zobaczyć nowe DLC do Dark Soulsów.
Dianway won't submit. Never!
To jest Dianway? Okej. Myślałem, że ten drugi to był Dianway. Hej! Nową bronią są rękawice.
Death to all who stand in my way!
To ma być kto? Caoren? Co to jest za broń?
One day you will make the name Guileless Tiger known and feared by all.
Even if I must fight 10,000 of you, I will not allow you to pass!
Jestem ciekaw, jak bardzo tutaj mają zamiar iść w fabułkę, bo fabułka w grach Team Ninja nie jest aż taka dobra, slash na pierwszym miejscu. Oni fajnie robią początek, środka w ogóle nie ma i potem robią zakończenie. W środku rzeczy dzieją się same z siebie i masz sobie pójść, przeczytać w książce do historii, o co chodzi, dlaczego akurat teraz tutaj stoi Ashikaga Yoshiteru i masz go bić. No. A! DLC 1 to 3 also available. Czyli to jest pierwsze z 3 DLC. Kto to jest? Te postaci nie wyglądają jak dotychczasowe Koei. Dobra, nie. Cao wygląda zawsze identycznie, czyli wygląda tak samo jak jak Nobunaga, czyli tak samo jak Koshi Busawa, czy jakkolwiek, bo z jakiegoś powodu oni wyglądają identycznie. Dobra, Koshi Busawa nie wygląda tak samo, ale on go chyba zaprojektował i w każdej grze te dwie postaci są i wyglądają identycznie. Czy coś? No to jest Koei Tecmo, czyli właściciel Dynasty Warriors. Co zabawne, tylko właśnie tylko co wygląda jak z Dynasty Warriors, bo Dian Wei wygląda zupełnie inaczej. A to, rozumiem, jest Juju, który też wygląda zupełnie inaczej. W sumie to nawet dobrze. Juju w Dynasty Warriors wygląda mech. Tak, pierwsza Dynasty Warriors było 3D fighterem. Dlatego wszystkie następne w Japonii nazywają się Shin Dynasty Warriors i mają o jeden numerek niżej. Jeżeli dobrze rozumiem... Dobra, wydaje mi się, że 2 toporki czy cokolwiek to jest już w grze było. Przynajmniej w demku kojarzę, że takie coś było. Więc jedynymi nowymi brońkami, przynajmniej dla mnie, który grał tylko w demo, są rękawice do walki Jiu-Jitsu. Bo walka pięściami była żadna oryginalnie. I ten dziwny trick weapon z Bloodborne'a. Młoto coś tam. W ogóle jak już chcecie takie bardzo mało znane fakty na temat Dynasty Warriors, ogólnie na temat Muso, to pierwsze Samurai Warriors poza Japonią zostało wydane jako Demon coś tam, Demon King i było zupełnie przerobione. Było kompletnie inną grą. Mniej więcej kodowanie, misje i tak dalej było zostawione, ale wszystkie postaci były przerobione wyglądem na różne nacje świata, takie wiecie, w stylu fantasy. Mapa nie była Japonią, tylko takim właśnie randomowym światem fantasy. Tak, Grime aktywowany, niedługo może będzie seria. Jak dożyję do końca Lostbeltu. Nobunaga został przerobiony na Dantego w Devil Triggerze, czy coś w tym rodzaju. Trochę wygląda jak Sparda, bo o to chodziło, bo gra była dość nielegalnie stylizowana na prequel do Devil May Cry. Co no, to jest bardzo ciekawe, patrząc na to, że prawa autorskie nie miały najmniejszego prawa się tam znaleźć w takiej formie. I ten robal cały czas łazi pod ekranem. Wyłaź! Jak ja ich nienawidzę. Dobra, Rurer. To... Kageki Owashinazu czy cokolwiek, dajcie mi to tutaj, o. Ja wam pokażę coś śmiesznego. Szlak. No, ja wiem, że chcecie popatrzeć jak cierpię, ale może nie aż tak bardzo. On miał na pierwszym skillu Scapegoata, czy co? Tak. Uwierzcie mi, tak będzie jeszcze śmieszniej. W ogóle jak chodzi wam o jakieś śmieszne gry Muso, takie oficjalne, to ja się dokopałem wczoraj do jeszcze śmieszniejszej i zaraz to znajdę. Fuck. Nie ma muzyki. Nie ma niczego. No dokopałem się do tego. Istnieje gra, która nazywa się Dynasty Warriors Gundam. Są 3 części. W oryginale nazywa się Muso Gundam. Nie, to jest Muso, więc... Muso od Koei Tecmo, więc to jest dokładnie ta gra, której się... Utknąłem z tym gongiem. Ale mi chodzi konkretnie od Koei Tecmo. Od Omega Force'u. Bo to, że mamy na przykład Fate Extella, to wiadomo, ale... To jest jednak troszeczkę inna gra. Odrobinkę. Gry od Omega Force'u to jest dokładnie ta sama gra za każdym razem z małymi zmiankami. Tak, tylko odrobinkę zażartuję, że Dynasty Warriors i cała reszta tej serii to jest taka japońska FIFA. Ja tylko trochę żartuję, bo to jest prawda. No nowej gry już nie dostaniesz, bo... Bo główny autor opuścił stereo, on teraz w Cygamesie siedzi i pilnuje proporcji postaci przy Grandu Fantasy.
やはり戦場はいい。勝利してなお次の戦いに胸が弾みます。
Znaczy, czy przy tej mobilce on w ogóle robił? To jest ważna sprawa. Jest sporo takich gier na licencji, przy których w ogóle oryginalny autor nawet nie maczał palucha, tylko spojrzał, powiedział: a se zróbcie. Chcę zobaczyć tego Grimra. The Funny. This fog is nuts. Don't be hasty, the bell tower's not going anywhere. We need to take it nice and slow through this fog if we are gonna stick together. Hey Grimr, we've covered enough ground by now that we ought to be at the bell tower. Hell, we just went up a big staircase a little while ago, so why are these things? What can I say? This stuff happens. Druids aren't usually the ones to commune with the dead, but what the hell? They are asking you if you are qualified. Looks like they really don't want you going on ahead. What do you say, Marcisław? Wanna wait here until the fog clears up? No, I don't see that happening. You heard the man, gents. We appreciate your warning, but you needn't have bothered. What are you guys still doing here anyway? Souls are supposed to reincarnate. Here, how about we help speed that along? Znaczy, to nawet nie jest naprawdę Odyn, to ludzie strasznie przehypowali 2 lata temu. Tutaj Odyn po prostu stosuje outsourcing. Kiedyś mówili, że o mój Boże, Q-caster to jest po prostu... O, dobra muzyka. Q-caster to jest po prostu Odyn. A Q-caster przychodzi w fabule i mówi dosłownie I'm Odin's proxy. Co oni tam mają? Critical strength and critical hit rate. Gdyby tylko tam mgła nie zabijała mi CPU. Oddawaj gwiazdki.
今のうちに準備を。了承。はい。了承。沈め。真の際に。
断ち切る。
軽やかに奏でましょう。
Jaki złodziej?
あいにく首はもうつらねえよ。
運命ですから。
ああ。
それはいつか来る兆しの星、希望の地、楽園の後、誰に呼ばれるまでもなく、あなたは星をかざすでしょう。運命は誰のために。アラウンドカリバーン。
アンサス。こいつで炎よ。
Wow, to już lepiej było. Już lepiej było po prostu włączyć mu... Lepiej było użyć Wickermana i dopiero potem... Mech. Kill.
この時をはいはい。オルトリアクター臨界突破。我が暗黒の攻防で素粒子に帰る。クロスカリバー。
Gdybym tylko miał te buffy z wcześniej, to już w ogóle by go nie było. Znaczy, no jeszcze nie użył ani razu Galatina, więc nie ma jeszcze spam.
Jaけどすんなよ。まああ。巨人炎の檻となるウィッカーマン。アンサスはっ。そら焼き尽くすね。
Życie nie ma sensu.
こちらをどうぞ。
本気の俺は手強いぞ。アンサスこいつで。いい子だ。
Co czytałeś?
来い。右手。
吠えても無駄です。
断ち切る。
まだ逃げてください。この瞬間手を重ねましょう。
Dlaczego no effect? A, bo Shadow to nie jest serwant. Shadow to jest hedgehog.
私でよければ。
Urwał.
悪いね。オフでも武器は持ってるのさ。スパッとハートを射抜きますか。悪いね。オフでも武器は持ってるのさ。
この瞬間手を重ねましょう。
とっておきをくれてやる。巨人炎の檻となるウィッカーマン。そらおかえりね。こうなんともやりにくいもん。切り刻む。
Chuj.
おいしい相手かい。
お手を拝借。
そらまだだ。
よし。
軽やかに奏でましょう。
はっそこだ。
お手を参りますね。
おいよ。
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
こっちこっち。
こちらをどうぞ。
とひってえバカンスなこと。切り刻む。
Najbardziej mnie tam mgła wkurza. Ciężko się skupić, jak coś chodzi w 5 FPS-ach. Teraz przełączyłem na najniższą możliwą rozdzielczość, więc nie dość, że będzie lagować, to jeszcze będzie super niski bitrate, więc wszystko będzie rozmazane.
Daijoubu. 落ち着いて普段通りに。黄金律にも種類があるのさ。これでいい。 行きます。今のうちに準備を。了承。沈め。真を貫く。
炎よ、乙女の加
軽やかに奏でましょう。
Jebany.
ああ、とても楽しかったかも。この時をまとまれることを望まれたように。オルトリアクター臨界突破。
Ten special attack zwiększa się z overcharge'em? Nie. Szkoda.
Aれはいつか見た終わりの星。多くの言葉、わずかなきらめき。どれほど遠く汚れても
Jest trochę lepsza. Jest więcej FPS-ów, ale...
幕を開けてアラウンドスカリバーン。
Ale chciałbym coś widzieć. A niestety muszę wybrać tylko jedno. Da Vinci, rozjedź go.
発信順 OK。はい。
Da Vinci.
そう、君たちはあらゆる困難を乗り越える。その勝利を今示そう。ビューティフルジャーニー。さあ、行けるとこまで行ってみよう。芸術とは輝くものさ。沈め。
こちらをどうぞ。
Nie cierpię tej walki. Chcę, żeby upadła i sobie głupi ryj rozwaliła.
はい、了承。それで沈め。
Najbardziej nie cierpię tego, że cała ta walka do mnie krzyczy: weź Kastorię na supporta, tą jebaną, i rozwal to wszystko Musashi. Zannen. 前の私のようにはいかないか。出陣。戦いですか。 To podbija wszystkim? Yourself. Yourself.
これでいい。この両それで。
Nudny pomysł.
オルトリアクター臨界突破。我が暗黒の攻防で素粒子に帰る。
Ale wszystkie inne jakieś takie są żadne. Bo ten Trim's Damned jest naturalnym predatorem na Czynlianiu Bo on co turę praktycznie ściąga komuś wszystkie buffy. Dobra, teraz jest dojebany już.
ドラを鳴らしなさい。出陣。行きます。それで、はい、ええ。沈み。やっ。はっ。一応ヒロインです。
Zrobiłem ostatecznie tak jak chciałem. Dokładnie tak jak chciałem. Zajęło to tylko 300 lat. A w sumie... pamiętacie jak niedawno mówiłem o tym, dlaczego Eric Brodax nie pojawia się za bardzo nigdzie, to było wyjaśnione już dawno temu? Obejrzałem sobie wszystkie aktualnie dostępne odcinki Fujimaru Ritsukawa Karanai i tam pojawił się. I było tak samo jak mówiłem, czyli no pojawił się, ktoś z nim zainteraktował i jego żona zza drugiego końca Throne of Heroesów przekleła tą osobę. We made it to the top. There's the bell tower, just like Grimmer said. And over there? Is she sealed in ice? That's right, she's been in this coffin for the past 2400 years, since Fey Era 400. 2400 years? Why? Bo nikt nie ma pojęcia, jak kogoś przywrócić do przyszłości. Dlatego trzeba było ją zamrozić w karbolicie, zanim nie nadszedł odpowiedni czas, żeby ją odmrozić. To był jedyny sposób. Co pokazuje tylko, że jeżeli Morgan stwierdzi, że kogoś z nas wywali w przeszłość, to nie mamy jakiegokolwiek sposobu, żeby się obronić. A, już się spodziewam, 24 sekcja, idziemy na Camelot i krzyczymy: Morgan, złaź tu i walcz. Morgan mówi: nie, teleportando do przeszłościando. Maszu znowu się rzuca przed laser, zostaje wywalona i wszyscy takie: dem, wracamy do Orkney. Your guess is as good as mine. You will have to ask her about that yourself. But according to the notes that the first Grimmer left, the coffin spell should be lifted once her master touches it. You made it. You two are finally reunited. However, it looks like there's still one last obstacle left to overcome. You won't be able to get near the coffin or the bell unless we do something about those things. Give him hell, Artoria. You are the only one who can beat him. Are you okay with this, Habetrot? Even though they are calling your name? I'm fine. You're just hearing things. Go on, Artoria. Get him. This terrace, beloved by a group of gentle, peaceful fairies, is Orkney's holiest place. The ancient era these spirits belong to is long over. It's time they left. Okay. Zrozumiałem po drodze, że to nie ja miałem wyjść. Seiba Kasta. O. Uznajmy, że to jest Muramasa, ok?
みんなついてきて。
Dwie sprawy. Pierwsze, ej patrzcie, tam jest Maszu. Hej Maszu! Savior. Active charisma of hope every returns whenever you are on the field. I Knight of Londinium. Strzelam, że Uther, Ideal King. To nie jest Arthur, to jest Uther. He's his father's boy. Nie pamiętam za bardzo muzyki ze Stay Nighta, więc nie powiem, czy to jest nawiązanie. Ale naukowcy mogą powiedzieć, być może.
黄金律にも種類があるのさ。もちろん。任せて。
了解した。
せーの。
どうだ。か。
今のうちに準備。
Czy to nie ma sensu, bo taboret to mieli być ludzie. A Uther... Nie, to mogłoby mieć sens, że skoro i tak mieli go zegzekucjonować, to go zegzekucjonowali razem z klanem, który go zainstytuował na tronie. Zbieraj gwiazdki, ziomuś. Patrzcie to.
ああ、とても楽しかったとも。私の方が運命みたいのか。
仕方ないな、全く。
どんな嵐であろうとも、どんな未来が待とうとも、これを突破するのが私たちの課題なのさ。ボンビアージョ。また会おう、諸君。
I am the bone of my soul. So, I pray. Unlimited blade walks.
W sensie kogo hymn? Status Robala, gdzie on polazł? Nie widzę go na ekranie, więc może gdzieś na rogu siedzi.
運命は誰のために。アラウンドカリバーン。白兵戦行きます。
チャンスだ。了解した。
どうだどうだ
狙い通りだよ。
ここでまっすぐ。
キャー
白兵戦行きます。やだな。
本当に了解した。あるある。I am the bone of my soul. I play unlimited blade walks.
もうやだ。
Dlaczego Morgan miałaby nienawidzić Merlina? Wiesz, to... Normalni ludzie lubią Merlina.
フルセットもらった
Co nie oberam?
そうか。わかっ
Final Night.
キャーカー
Tyle ataków przetrzymać.
このアングルバッチリ。
た。とはいえ遊びじゃないんでね。
私の宝具。ふむふむ。
了解した。
君たちはあらゆる困難を乗り越える。
この程度
その勝査を今示そう。ビューティフルジャーニー。さあ行けるとこまで行ってみよう。行くよ。
どうだカーカーキャー
No, i miałem rację. Trzeba było.
本当に
望まれること
仕
は
方ないな。
望まれたように。
あるある。
Trzeba było.
I am the bone of my soul.
Bo gościa popierdoliło.
Blade walks.
程度
それはいつか来る兆しの星、希望の地、楽園の後、誰に呼ばれるまでもなくあなたは星をかざすでしょう。運命は誰のために。アラウンドカリバーン。
剣は飛ぶものだ。カーキャー
今のうちに準備を。
On chyba nie lubi Kastorii. Nie mam pojęcia dlaczego.
キラキラしてる。ああ、とても楽しかったと思う。白兵戦行きます。戦いです 発進準備完了だ。早く早く。駆け抜けるは前人未到。未完の馬よ、輝ける轍を残せ。ああ、人生はとても楽しい。ビューティフルジャーニー。
I am the bone of my soul. So, I pray. Unlimited blade walks.
A, widzę tego robala.
ありがとう
Szlak
ござ
siedzi
い
na
ます。
środku ekranu.
皆さんのおかげです。
Wynoś się. Where have I... You did good, Artoria. I think you have both come to terms with things now. Once you ring the bell, Orkney's role will be over, but first things first. Go ahead and touch the coffin, Marcisław. Once you do, she will be back to normal, lickety-split. Casually approach Mash. Why? This was supposed to be the greatest day in Britain's history. Everything was supposed to change for the better. But they killed Uther. They slaughtered my entire round table, like they were just trash. They asked the world of us. They thought the word of Uther. But now they've poisoned him. They were too afraid to even face him. Cowards. Uther, talk to me. Uther, say something. Please say anything. Just open your eyes. I never let failure stop me. I've kept trying all these thousands of years. Am I doomed to fail here too? Is it still not enough? Am I not enough? Is it not... Can I not save Britain? Is there no Britain that can be mine? Peace, equality, I never should have tried for either. How dare they? I will never forgive them, ever. I will never forgive the British. I was born in this Britain over 3,000 years ago. I've defeated every calamity I faced until today. But I was always hated afterward, never praised, never loved. Then one day after I awoke from the latest of so many hibernations I'd been forced to undergo to hide from the fairies, I finally understood. My enemy wasn't just the calamities, it was the fairies of Britain as well. They were pure and innocent in the truest way. They enjoyed both good and evil things alike without losing either that purity or innocence. They are, at their core, no different than those loathsome humans who drove me from Britain. So I crushed every possible source of malice, vested interests, discrimination, oppression, envy, mockery, all of it. I tore up every weed to prevent malice from taking root, and all with their knowledge and consent. Maybe not every fairy agreed, but by and large, they understood what I did would create a better future and supported it. But just enough malice remained. A few fairies took one look at the foundation of peace so many had worked so hard to build, and tore it apart because they didn't like it, because they could. I give up. If even all this has failed, if it's all come to nothing, then I can never believe in people's so-called goodness nor ever understand it. Even if I did, what could be the point? Everything I did, everything I worked for, was just a waste of time. After all the times they betrayed me, I should have known better, but I still clung foolishly to a sliver of hope. And now, because I wasted my time caring about something so utterly absurd, I failed yet again. If my intent is to keep Britain alive, if that's what I want, then I was a fool to think being its savior was the way to accomplish it. No more, I will find another way, a better way. That's it. I won't deliver the fairies' absolution, I won't deliver a salvation. Enough of this fairy of paradise, of being Avalon le Fay. I should have ruled this land from the start. There she is! It's Ask the Agitator. Capture her alive. The clan heads have ordered that she be made to stand trial. Wait, stop. I'm not Ask. I'm not. But wait, who am I? Who am I? I heard a fairy screaming in the distance. She wasn't me. She was the one who sold us out to the clan heads. I used my magecraft to erase her memories and make her look like me. Once again, everyone will believe Ask the Savior is dead. This time she won't come back. Why concern myself with the calamities? I can't be bothered to stop every little act of destruction. I have a more important task to focus on in 400 years before the next great calamity arrives. The Tree of Emptiness, a needle made of a foreign planet to close the seam in the universe. I already know how it works. It's beautifully designed, but that is of no consequence to me. Take the rest of the universe for all I care. Calamity's celestial sphere, but Britain is mine. I'm going to end this cosmic fantasy and make my own dream come true. No more of this Lostbelt what-if absurdity. I will make my Britain real, even if I must stitch it to the fabric of the planet itself. Myself. Londinium is destroyed. The Savior has no doubt been executed in Salisbury by now. Hector has already gone his own way. It is only us heading toward me. You were right all along, Mash. Our whole pilgrimage was for nothing. What? No, that's not... Please, don't look so sad. I've grown used to this. Besides everything, all of this, even the conversation we are having now, is merely a hypothetical the Tree of Emptiness is creating. It doesn't matter what we do, the Fey era is going to end and the era of the High Queen will begin. Aisk's failure was probably inevitable. I just couldn't handle the way things ended, that's all. Aisk. Londinium is destroyed, Aisk is executed, and the first fairy knight goes to Orkney along with her coffin. That's how the Savior's tale ended in the era of the High Queen you came from. So we need to make sure that's exactly how things turn out, or there will be paradoxes when you wake up. The Fey era will last for 400 more years, then in its 12,000th year, the next great calamity will destroy everything and the era of the High Queen will begin without the Tree of Emptiness. Once the era of the High Queen begins, you will be unable to act as Mash until after the calamity of Norwich in 2019. If you do anything at all as Mash, the world will see you as a paradox from the Fey era and erase you. I see, so the moment I was sent into the Fey era with the water mirror, I was bound to live out the rest of my life in it. And to get back to the time I came from, I need to be inside a quantum coffin. That's right, even though we know how ray shifting works, we can't travel through space-time without a coffin. No, słuchaj. W momencie, kiedy jest era wróżków, Aisk co tam 200 lat próbuje na nowo ocalić Brytanię, ale nie potrafi. Więc... chyba co 100, czy tam nieważne. Więc tym razem to była już kropla, która przegięła pałę goryczy. Aisk stwierdziła fuck it, mam w dupie. Ale to nie o to chodzi. Dobra, Maszu jest w przeszłości, ale ta przeszłość nie działa tak jak... To nie jest do końca przeszłość. Czas tak nie działa. Nie wiem. Nieważne. Wracamy do najprostszego mianownika. Nikt nie potrafi Maszu przewrócić do przyszłości, bo podróże w czasie są... nie ma ich. Dlatego po prostu zamrozimy ją w karbolicie i ona tam będzie, jakkolwiek się to nazywało w tych Gwiezdnych Wojnach, i ona tam będzie przez te 2000 lat, aż my tam przyjdziemy, stukniemy w szybkę i ona się obudzi. This is probably exactly why Morgan only sends calamities back in time to the Fey era. The Fey era can tolerate a few inconsistencies as long as the era of the High Queen remains intact. Nothing else matters to her. I doubt she cares at all about the suffering the calamities she sends back to the Fey era will cause. Besides, to be perfectly honest, I knew how this was going to turn out. Even if you had never come from the future to make it clear, I've always known the Savior will fail. Huh? So you already knew that the Fey era would end at the era of the High Queen would follow it? No, that part I did not know, but by the year you came from, AD 2019 or 14,019 in Fey era terms, Britain would already be destroyed. That's what happened in the first Lostbelt Britain, the real one. But I didn't like that, so I came to the Fey era from the future like you. From my perspective, this has always been the second version of this world. Though now that you are here, I suppose you could call it the third. Or maybe it's just a slightly different take on the second, since we kept the basic chain of events the same. Rozumiem, że skoro Lostbelty są w sumie takie bardziej symulacje tego, co mogłoby się wydarzyć, to król Lostbeltu, który ma pełną władzę nad drzewem, może po prostu przywrócić drzewo i wnętrze Lostbeltu do pierwotnej wersji. I to by znaczyło, że Ace jest królem Lostbeltu. Can I ask you something? Does that mean your real name is... Oh good, it looks like Totorot found us a small boat. Come on, let's go, Mash. That is Galahad, first of the Fairy Knights. That is your name. Now that you are going into the coffin. I dlatego Mashu dostała tego power-upa w Sheffield. Have you said your goodbye to Totorot? I see, so she made a promise to you. I think I'd better explain something to you, Galahad. When the Fey era transitions into the era of the High Queen, all the information that was added in this new second version of the world will be erased. The era of the High Queen will be a continuation of the events from the original second version. The first and the new second versions will never have existed. The only thing that will carry over is you, sleeping in this coffin. Chujowe to NG+. In 400 years, when the era of the High Queen has begun, I don't think even I will remember you. More precisely, I will become the second version of myself once again. So if a fairy were to try and bring memories from this new second version into the era of the High Queen, then the world would perceive that fairy as a foreign element, a being who was never part of the second version's Fey era. You mean it will be as though she never existed in this history? I will do my best to prevent that from happening. As long as no one perceives the contradiction in history, she should still be able to exist. It's no trouble. I already intended to have you forget everything I'm about to tell you for as long as you remain in Britain, anyway. Listen to me closely, Galahad. What I'm about to tell you now is for after you wake up from your slumber. If you and Chaldea should succeed at excising Morgan's Fairy Britain, then the battle that awaits you in the next... then the battle that awaits you in the next Lostbelt will be the same as the one I face. It will be a battle to make peace with your own heart, a battle to understand life itself. As good as your reasons to fight have been, you have lacked the will to do so. You may not have been aware of it, but you have been thinking of the power to hurt others, to hurt the world as something bad. Consequently, you have been running from it. But everyone has the ability to cause harm and the responsibility that comes with it. It isn't that humans want to do good, they just keep choosing things that they think will give them the best possible future. And there's no right answer in those choices, no matter how many people they may end up saving. Since there are no right answers, you must decide for yourself what to protect, and what you will fight against, Galahad. You will come to know many hearts and minds, and all will be different. Some will try to understand, some will refuse to give up. Co to ma wspólnego? Bo ona mówi o tym, że przyszły Lostbelt. Co to ma wspólnego z dinozaurami grającymi w koszykówkę? Bo piłka jest okrągła, a kosze są dwa? Some will be accepted, some will refuse to succumb to hate, some will try to shake her off, some will refuse to be corrupted or influenced. But no matter how wonderful a person may be, they will never have a heart free of conflict. Every heart has its battles to fight. Please try to stop running from that. Because when the hole in your heart is filled with a reason to fight, that's all your own. Then Galahad will once again entrust you with all of his power. No heart is free of conflict, no matter what sort of person you are. That's right, you will probably have forgotten this by the time you wake, but when the time comes, I will make sure you remember. Though even I can't say whether you will become someone different like I did, or if you will remain yourself as you continue to grow. This is goodbye. Oh, one final thing. You should know that even if you should meet me after you wake up, I won't know you. I may think of the coffin I left here after you are caught up in the water mirror in Norwich. I may even realize what it all means. But I'm quite sure that the me you meet then will no longer be Ask. Czyli Morgan nie kłamała, kiedy mówiła, że masz w swoim posiadaniu. Thank you so much for everything, Ask. Even if you knew how things were going to turn out. I still think your journey did the name Savior justice. Well, sure, we gave it all we had, didn't we? Swoją drogą, wiecie, co mi to przypomina? Końcówkę z tego... Końcówkę Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Tam też jedna osoba była zamrażana, a druga mówiła, no to nie będziemy się pamiętać potem i w ogóle... A poza tym fęk na minę. Farewell, brave knight of the future. In light of your achievements, I will let you in on a secret. Ask the Savior isn't my real name. My adoptive mother gave it to me after Orkney was destroyed. My true name is Morgan. I'm Avalon Le Fay, the fairy of paradise who washed up here from the planet's inner sea to save Britain. I'm also King Arthur's archenemy, the witch who destroyed all of Britain in proper human history. Ej, czyli jak ona tutaj washed outnęła, to znaczy, że ona pochodzi spoza Lostbeltu? That is the name of the Lostbelt's king who awaits you in the distant future, the one Chaldea must defeat. The ice. It's breaking. Po budkę wstać. Koniom wodę dać. Ja tu stoję 3 godziny, a wy śpicie skurwy... Wow. Oh, I've got you, Masz. Śpiewałem? Nie powiem. Is this Orkney? I think I was just told something very important. If you don't remember, then it wasn't that important. Are you awake now? Senpai? Yeah, it's me. Welcome back, Mash. For good this time. I fucking hope. Co to było? To był ping bez żadnego prawdziwego pinga. Co to było? Right, I'm back, senpai. I've been on a very, very long journey. There are so many things I want to tell you. There's Sheffield, the Fey era, and... Ask the Savior, the one who sent me back here. Ktoś coś wysłał i od razu to usunął. And so, at long last, she and Marcisław were reunited. Finally, freed from the coffin, he took her in his arms and held her tight. They embraced warmly, but quietly, and each treasuring the other's presence. Upon seeing this heartwarming and eye-searing sight, I found myself letting out a sigh of relief and disappointment. Ja ci kurwa dam gnoju jeden. The mage from the world of humans. A young man upon whom others placed a crushing burden, regardless of how he felt about it. Sure, he isn't perfect. He lied, obfuscated, and made plenty of mistakes. Jebnę mu. But it was also abundantly clear that he was doing his best to hide his dissatisfaction, no matter how much he tried to cover it up. That's why I couldn't help but come with him all this way. But now I can see he has a true friend, one he really cares about. That's great. It makes sense, really. He would never have made it this far if he hadn't put his trust in others. Chwila, to mówi Masz, a nie Merlin. Nie, to mówi Castoria, a nie Merlin. I tak dostanie bąka. Of course, I should have known that he and I were nothing alike. Jak to? Przecież he just like me for real. O, 3 medale za to dostanę. Jeden dla mnie, drugi dla mnie i trzeci dla mnie. Za pokonanie 3 fal bossów z Dark Soulsów. That's everything I experienced here in Britain. To sum up, there have been 2 iterations of the Fey eras. Ace the Savior has been alive for 6,000 years, and she's actually Queen Morgan. And well, Ace wasn't capable of it as Queen Morgan, she's able to ray-shift things. Finally, Ace also referred to herself as the Fairy of Paradise. Does any of that help? Definitely. If nothing else, I now have a pretty good idea as to how the era of the High Queen, that is, the current era, Fairy Britain, came about. You do? I didn't get it all. My only thought after hearing all that was, I guess Japan ain't the only island nation whose people had nothing better to do than fight each other. Believe me, that's got nothing to do with being islands, it's pretty much the same in Europe. Wherever there are territorial, religious and or class differences, you're going to get war. That said, since an island nation obviously doesn't have to worry about invaders as much thanks to its lack of adjoining land, that warfare does inevitably end up being waged among its own people. But even so, there's something off about this Britain. Sure, it's had more than its share of problems, like the lack of land, the lack of humans, and a different ethnic group taking up residence in the form of the Northern Fairies. But even so, they should have been able to put aside their differences and come together as a nation sooner. And yet it sounds like there was no end of war all during the Fey era, no matter how many times the Savior smoothed things out. Do you know what the cause of that constant discord was, Marcisław? The calamities? Sorry, but no. Those are definitely one of the main triggers, but there's still a deeper issue at play. That's right, the Fairy of Paradise, Avalon the Fae. In addition to the clan's turf war, their main dispute was what to do about her. Their opinions were split right down the middle. But before we get into that, I think we'd better clear up what exactly the Fairy of Paradise is. Isn't that right, Artoria? Go on then. It's about time you told them the duty you've known about since... No, the duty you were given when you were born. You mean I didn't tell you already? That's weird. I guess it slipped my mind. Okay. Okay, I can tell you now then. It's not like it's any big secret after all. As you can probably guess from the name, the Fairy of Paradise is a fairy that was sent here from Avalon, the planet's inner sea. The duty part, though, that's a little vague. When I was born, I heard a voice telling me, venture into Britain and right its wrongs. That's it, that's all I got. I think it must have been the same for my predecessor, the Fairy of the Lake. Apparently the Fairy of Paradise is a star seed that washed up on Earth's surface from Paradise. If she's lucky enough to take root on the surface, she can become an infant of sorts, and keeps growing like a human until she reaches her mature form. Most fairies seem to either love her or hate her for that. Morgan must have been a star seed when she washed up in Orkney all those years ago. The Rain Clan's leader then raised her as her daughter, which ultimately led to Orkney being destroyed. In my case, I'm guessing I first washed up in the Lake District, after which the Mirror Clan leader threw me out to sea. It was probably sheer luck that the fairies of Tintagel found and rescued me. So the clans saw the Fairy of Paradise as their enemy? Well, yes, but not all of them. If nothing else, the head of the Rain clan raised Morgan like she was her own daughter. Though that also led to the other clans putting aside their differences just to wipe them out. It's the upper class fairies with the most prominent bloodlines who most hate and fear the Fairy of Paradise. And that's because she wasn't born in Britain, jak Northern fairies. That's right, the Fairy of Paradise may be a fairy, but she's not a British fairy. As far as the clans are concerned, both Morgan and Artoria are invaders from a foreign land. Well, more specifically, they see them as the Isle's rightful heir. The Rain clan heard the voice of Paradise and decided to follow the Fairy of Paradise. They believed Morgan was truly meant to be the Isle's king. For them, the pilgrimage was probably a ritual meant to return Britain to its rightful king. But the other clans, Wind, Earth, Fang and Wing, refused to accept that. Instead, they all banded together to destroy the Rain clan and their hometown of Orkney. Right, that's the fall of Orkney that took place in Fey Era 4000. But the Fairy of Paradise survived that attack and began a journey to save Britain under the name Aisk. Yep, that was probably the key point. How do you mean? Ej, w sumie muszę sprawdzić jedną rzecz. Zapomniałem, co chciałem sprawdzić, więc nieważne. Może sobie przypomnę w trakcie. Let's go over the whole timeline briefly to make sure we are all on the same page. I hope you don't mind, Artoria, but... wiem już co. Jak się nazywał ten wielki moduch do Dark Souls 3? Arcthrones, o. Chciałbym wiedzieć, jak wygląda praca nad modem, jak daleko jeszcze. Demo już wyszło? Na początku miesiąca widzę, że pisali o demie. Na początku. W połowie. Tydzień temu. 2 tygodnie. Cztery godziny temu wrzucili screeny z nowej lokacji Boreal Outskirts. Domu Joma. Czy jak on tam się nazywał? Fajny mieczor. I hope you don't mind, Artoria, but I will make things easier for us if we use the BC method of counting. 12,000 BC, the British Lostbelt, a world comprised solely of fairies, comes into existence. 11,000 BC, this is probably when the first great calamity struck. 6,000 BC, Britain's landmass grows out as far as what we call Scotland. The southern fairies encounter the northern fairies who had been living off the woods formed on Albion's remains, and the War of Spring begins. After the war, the Rain clan and Mirror clan built their own kingdoms where the war was fought. 4000 BC, the Fairy of Paradise washes up at Orkney, which is summarily destroyed by the Clan Alliance. 2000 BC, the Northern Fairies arrive on British soil once again with from Ireland to the west. This leads to the War of Summer, which would have wiped out the clans if Ace hadn't stepped in to broker peace. Nie wiem, czy ktokolwiek to słyszał, czy może wszyscy już słyszeli, ale najnowszy event w FGO będzie wymagał przejścia na chuja. Czyli może się pojawić Tezcatlipoca w stroju kąpielowym. I na swoim ulcie będzie przywoływał Jaguara i będzie nim rzucał. This leads to the War of Summer, which would have wiped out the clans if Ace hadn't stepped in to broker peace. The Northern Fairies are then welcomed into Britain as a new clan, the King clan. 4000 BC, the War of Autumn. The Round Table, a group of humans and human sympathizers begin an armed uprising in the name of peaceful coexistence. No tak, to będzie 5-gwiazdkowy Tezcatlipoca w Speedosach. A na trzecim ascendzie będzie chodził z siurem na wierzchu. No. I on będzie używał tajgi jak ten. Jak Jazon używa Argonautów. Tak będzie. Wcale nie jest tak, że będzie to event 100% kukulkanowy i będzie 5-star swimsuit kukulkan i 4-star swimsuit Quetzalcoatl. A na drugim banerze będzie ta Tlalok. I to będzie wszystko. This leads to Uther, a human knight, being recognized by the clans as the first king of Britain. But then in Londinium, on the day of Uther's coronation, a group of insurrectionists destroys the Round Table. Uther is poisoned, Ask is executed, and the Savior is never seen in Britain again. And finally, we come to 1st BC. The year of great calamities. Calamity wipes out most of the fairies in Britain and puts an end to the Fey era. That's a rough timeline of the major events of the Fey era, based on all the information we have so far. So, what's this key point you mentioned? What else? The point where the timeline diverges into a first and second version. Chwila, niech nic nie mówi. Spróbuję to sam wywnioskować. War of Autumn się wydarzyło, najpewniej dokładnie tak samo. Nie powinno być takie trudne. Słyszeliśmy w 2 wersjach już tą historię. Gdzieś musi się to różnić. Okay, jedyne co tutaj mi nie pasuje to jak często Great Calamity się pojawia. Jak nie jest wspominane od 11 000 BC aż do 1. The first version, the original timeline, the Fairy of Paradise must have been killed in Orkney during the massacre in 4000 BC. In that timeline, Britain experienced a number of catastrophes, and in 1st BC, it ultimately became a completely dead wasteland. There may have still been a few struggling survivors, but the land would never again gain the numbers it needed to flourish as a seed. I'd guess that for the first 2000 years or so, it became a vast wasteland where lower class fairies were just barely able to eke out a subsistence level existence, with nothing in the way of civilization. But if the Fairy of Paradise survived the attack in 4000 BC, then we get Fairy Britain we know now, huh? Ja może wyciszę tego Discorda. Gotcha, so she really is protecting Britain, at least technically. That's right, over 90% of the fairy population was wiped out by the Great Calamity of 1st BC. That's when the debt they incurred at Londinium finally caught up to them. It all happened on an unprecedented scale. There was the calamity of the beast, which devoured the fairies' cities, and the calamity of the flame, which razed everything to the ground. According to the first Grimmer's notes, those are the two calamities that ended the British Lostbelt. However, we still don't know how she did it, but it was after that all went down that Morgan began a new era. She must have used a spell powerful enough to wither the Waldem Tree of Emptiness. That was when she stopped the British Lostbelt from ending there and revived it as Fairy Britain. Yep, when she did, the fairies who'd nearly been driven to extinction came back as their next generation successors. And just a few months later, things were back to normal, with the clans at each other's throats again. That was when an invader appeared, one that had all the fairies quaked in their boots. Quaking in their boots. Kurna. She came from Orkney, Britain's long-forgotten north, and storms came with her. Once again, the fairies banded together to try and kill her, but she was far stronger than all of them combined. And so the invader dominated all of Britain's fairies herself and built the castle of Camelot beside the pit as a sign of her dominance. That invader was Morgan, and the war her invasion began was the War of Winter. Racja, nie było w ogóle War of Winter. Tak, no, założyłem, że First BC to miało być War of Winter, ale nie powiedzieli. Za dużo od nich wymagałem. It's the event that ushered in the first year of the era of the High Queen, or first AD in proper human history. But so what? However she might have ended up there, Morgan's still a threat to proper human history and must be stopped. So, as another fairy of paradise like her, you're the only one who can defeat her and return Britain to the way it should be. Right, I guess so. Oh, what do you think, Mash? Do you want to fight Morgan? I did think of Queen Morgan as a friend, but I'm still willing to fight her. I promised Bogart, Rob, Wag, Winky, and so many others that I would save the fairies of Britain. I will try talking to her first, of course, but if she won't listen and fighting is our only option, then I won't hold back. I may be the Savior's friend, but I'm not one of Queen Morgan's knights. Right, of course. Man, she's so responsible. Are you done talking now? Then hurry up and ring the bell so we can get back to Britain already. I don't know about you guys, but I've had enough of this cold. Plus, the others are probably worried about us. Oh, right, Habenian. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Habetrot, was it? You mean the one of the fairies who's been helping Senpai out on his journey here? It's a pleasure to meet you. O nie, pokiełbasiło jej się we łbie. Thanks, but you really don't have to be so formal. I'm just kind of along for the ride. What's going on? What's there to say? This is how it is. I mean, when did I say she and I were friends or even acquaintances? I'm just a guide, that's all, and now that my job's done, I can go back to taking it easy. Huh? I mean, sure, you did just kind of show up out of nowhere. And even though you've been great about keeping Marcisław's spirit up, we never did learn much about you. So why did you do all this? And how do you already know Grimr? Oh, that? He and I met here a long time ago, right, Grimr? This was all part of your plan, wasn't it? Yeah, I guess so. I probably did plan all this. Nice job, Habetrot. Now everything's wrapped up nice and neat. See, I might just be a weak lower class fairy, but I'm worried about Fairy Britain too. Now go on and ring the bell, child of prophecy. Once you do that, you will finally be on level ground with Morgan. Alright. I'm still not entirely sure what's going on, but I can't say no to those eyes. Song of Paradise, Voice of the Inner Sea, you who were born to be selected, to decide the fate of this land and to see justice done. The bells of the bones of Inception shall show you the way. Forgive us these sins. To nie jest jeszcze ostatni dzwon, co nie? Jest jeszcze jeden, ale go nie ma nigdzie. Man, we made it back to the mainland before sunset. Then I take it we are headed to Edinburgh next, like we discussed in Orkney? Yep, we gotta go talk to Knocknarea. Last time she wouldn't even give us the time of day. But now Artoria's the leader of the Roundtable army, and she is rank 4 of the Bells of Pilgrimage. Between that and the fact that she and Knocknarea are old friends, she should be more than willing to negotiate with us. Right, Artoria? Huh? Wait, are we at the Ashen Shore? Everything okay? Oh, I see. We already made it back. I guess I zoned out. So, did the bell ring like it's supposed to? Am I any different now? Don't worry, the bell rang nice and loud, and your spirit origin's definitely stronger. You might still be no match for Morgan, but no ordinary fairy stands a chance against you anymore. Yep, Knocknarea shouldn't have any issue with forming an alliance with us now. So let's march right up to Edinburgh and get this anti-queen coalition underway. An anti-queen coalition, huh? True, if Noknara were willing to join us, we'd have enough of an army to give us a fighting chance. But Queen Morgan's been protecting Britain all on her own for 2000 years, right? I honestly don't know if I can even look someone so amazing in the eye. I really hope I can do this. Uhu, koniec. O, a to się wzięło. At the lake X. Removes debuffs, czyli no disengage, heals i podnieść atak na 3 tury i apply sacrifice for the ward tree, gdzie dostajesz gatsy i podnosisz NP charge'a. Kiedy gatsy się aktywują, no. Myślałem, że to tak po prostu będzie wrzucone w interludy, ale jak było tutaj, to też fajnie. Chocolate Empire Edinburgh. 7 strzałków. Kurna. A. Zabić coś. Kogo jeszcze mogę zabić? Krwi! Ja mam wszystkich wylevelowanych, mógłbym co najwyżej Fujino podbić na 100 level. Section 20. Chocolate Empire Edinburgh. Czy tam Kingdom, cokolwiek. Charlie, fabryka czekoladek. Percival może dropnąć z SSR-ki. I hear a bell ringing, I hear bones too. The harbor shall return to empty shore, but the calamity shall vanish into the distant sky. It's a signifier of the fairy's apology, the song of a soul accepting its sins. Oła. The round fortress shall burn, and the bell of water shall appear. Once all of them have rung, confessed sinners shall make the acquaintance of the guillotine. And as for the Fairy of Paradise, having fulfilled their role, the Child of Prophecy shall say farewell to her home. Ej, ale NGL, jeżeli będę rolował SSR-kę pod koniec tygodnia i tam się pojawi Percival, to będzie bardzo śmiesznie, ja się będę trochę śmiał, a też trochę będę zdziwiony i będę żałował, że to nie Banshee. Yes, I offer fairies no salvation. I shall defend my land, nothing more. I will save the fairies, I will carry out the duty I've been given. With all the magical energy I have stored in this throne, I have nothing to fear from the great calamity. Furthermore, only a chosen fairy can sit this throne. That throne is the sign that my pilgrimage has ended, its key to keeping Britain alive. Avalon le Fay, the anchor of paradise. You are neither like other fairies nor that foreign mage. You have been chosen. You are neither a rebel nor an invader. You are the staff of selection's chosen wielder. You and you alone have the right to bring me to justice. Fairies sent from paradise, even should you fill oceans with the blood you shed in battle against me, you would be innocent of sin. I've been chosen. I'm not like the fairies of Britain or my king of knights self from proper human history. I'm neither a rebel nor an invader, no matter how many fairies I killed. Because of a war I began, I should still be free of sin. If you wish to save Britain, you must defeat me and claim the throne for yourself. Go then, fulfill that absurd prophecy if you can. You should know better than anyone that you have no choice. That's right, defeating Morgan, the fairy of paradise who forsook her duty, is my only choice if I'm going to save Britain. But what happens afterwards? What happens after I do something I don't want to do? Something nobody wanted me to do? I'm a fairy of paradise too. Is there anywhere I can call home? Cały czas nie odpowiada nam na pytanie, dlaczego w takim razie Morgan jest serwantem tego Beryla, a jednocześnie nie jest serwantem Beryla. Hello everyone, you got back sooner than I expected. Look who's waiting for us out in the middle of the road. Tam drugie było Benke i Red Rabbicie. Huh? Senpai, Da Vinci, who is that and why does he look exactly like Red Hair? Oh, that's Red Rabbit. He's a fairy from this Lostbelt and one of our trusted companions. Don't worry, he won't bite. Ale ma całkiem ładne zęby. I see. Nice to meet you, Red Rabbit. My name's Mashkirialite. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. The pleasure's all mine, sweet lady. How deliciously polite of you. Hang on though, weren't you supposed to wait for us in Edinburgh? Yes, I was, but I'm not really one for staying put, you know. I thought I might run into you all sooner if I waited near the entrance to the Ashen Shore, so I just ran on up here. I might... Kurwa. Alright then, hop into the wagon. I will make sure your ride to the Queen's City of Edinburgh is as smooth as can be. That sounds great. I was just thinking I was sick of walking everywhere. That's the biggest downside of being summoned as a caster. Your legs get tired way too damn fast. One moment please. I don't believe we've met before. Oh, my name is Grimr. I'm friend of Marcisław's. A friend of Marcisław's? Then does that mean you are also from Propeller Hamin? Proper Human History? That's the one. Proper Human History. Thank you, Mash. Any girl as thoughtful as you is especially welcome to ride on my wagon. Could I have a second mash? Try not to spoil Redra too much. Right, I'm still not sure what your relationships are to one another, but I will do my best to be careful. So if you are both Marcisław's acquaintances from proper human history, Lord Muramasa, does that mean you and Lord Grimr are two horses of a mane, so to speak? Z wszystkich rzeczy, o które mógł zapytać. Huh? I guess we are in the same category, technically. Why? Oh, it's nothing. My animal intuition tells me that the two of you are the best of friends. But I can't help but wonder which of you would win in a fight. What, you gotta ask? Me, of course. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Ask any fool and even they can tell you Grim would be the clear winner. Exactly, who gives a fig what a fool has to say? Alright, you get over here, I will take it easy on you and only use the back of my sword. Ale callback do początku i używania back of my sword. Bo mówiąc po polskiemu, puszczania komuś płozem. Well, I'm impressed you can tell which is which. That thing so dull it might as well be a club. Alright, punk, you are going down. O, mamy im wpierdolić obu. Nie to. Gdzie ona? Ona gdzieś tutaj była. A, bo ona tutaj jest. To w takim razie użyję swojej masz. I powinno być bezproblemowo. Tak, ale swojej kastorii nie mogę przynieść. Myślałem, że będę ich bił pojedynczo. Pozwólcie, że zabiję go teraz, ok? Hehe, geijutsu. Nie.
ごめんなさい失敗し
アンサーズやべえな面白い妖精がなんだってんだ
To wszystko przez to cholerne geijutsu.
帽子をしてよーし MC ですかそれは全ての傷全ての怨恨を癒す我らが故郷権限せよロードキャメロットあれはいつか見た終わりの星多くの言葉わずかなきらめきどれほど遠く汚れても私は星を探すのですさあ幕を開けてアラウンドカリバ
やることは変わらねえよ巨人炎の檻となるウィッカーマンいいぜやるさて
今のうちに準備をよーし MC オッケー
Hmm.
それは全ての傷全て
Chyba
の
chcę to
怨恨を
jednak
癒
od
す
nowa zrobić.
我らが故郷権限せよロードキャメロットかかってこーコーラスお願いします
真髄解明完成理念収束鍛造技法臨界メイドの土産に拝みやがれ
Tekst ma?
これが俺のつむかり村正だ
To Tetsu jest już w Lostwordzie?
必ず戻ってきますので
Najwyraźniej.
燃えろ若者やることは変わらねえよ
Nie wiedziałem o tym wcześniej, ale no... Pokazują teraz, że dostaje skin, więc... Byłoby głupio, jakby dali jej skin, a jej jeszcze w grze nie było dostępnej. Takie coś to tylko Mihojo by potrafiło zrobić. W dupie już mam. W dupie. Muszę jakąś taką kartę, która pasuje, podrzucić sobie. I ją omarkować jako dobrą. O, by the way, to jest najlepsza karta na Kastorię. To sprawia, że 3 jej użycia NP pod rząd dają nam 3 odporności. Co to było? Może to. A, mogłem sobie założyć, co jest z Ignore Invincible, bo... bo tu jest ten gnój. A Like nie ma szans, żebym go zabił w pierwszej turze. Zwłaszcza z tymi kartami. I nie mam już many. Dupa, idziemy spać. Nie no, ja sobie tylko robię. Która to była karta? O, Special Attack Caster. Ej, ta karta jest fajna. Teraz ją zgubiłem. Gdzie jest Origin Bullet? Ale Hot Springi są jeszcze fajniejsze. Nie, dobra, potrzebuję tego Ignore Invincible.
Yubi narashi to. Yaru koto wa kawaranei yo.
Zajebiste karty, ziomuś. Go ho ho ho. Brakuje 10%. Chuj.
皆様ですから。
O ja pierdolę. Wkurwia mnie już ta gra.
書かなければ
Nie gram więcej.
星
Głupie
空の
jest.
下死と生を
いやいや
超えゆく糸すみよ。信仰ロマンフロンプルイユの彼方永劫より星の渦もて君の握手を送ろう。でステーレナフト。
Teraz sobie dopiero przypomniałem
あれ
klasę
はいつか
Kliniki.
見た終わりの星。多くの言葉わずかなきらめき。どれほど遠く汚れても私は星を探すのです。さあ幕を開けてアラウンドスカリバーン。大盤振る舞い。
さてここからだ。さて
O,
こういうこともできる。古きルール命令とのなんだとやります。もろいもろい。虫様のように
80% niekrytnego.
やることは変わらねえよ。
To mam już w dupie. Tak pragnę zauważyć, że jest to za 20 północ, a to dopiero druga strzałka. Albo nawet pierwsza strzałka. A może być to. A, mam waivera na NP2, nie pamiętałem tego.
指ならし指ならしっと妖精が何だってんだ。ではどうしよう。
白兵戦行きます。戦いですか。白兵戦行きます。チャンバラ上等ガンガン行くわ。二点一流夏のせいってね。兵法無尽お見せしましょう。望まれることを
Hej,
望まれたよう
Homojin.
に。剣圧にて海を立つ。櫓のごときクジラ幕大入道ご剣断。いず魔剣破り受けたまわる。
A, zapomniałem o jednym buffie.
あれはいつか見た終わりの星。多くの言葉わずかなきらめき。
Jakbym go dorzucił, to
どれほ
by
ど遠く汚れて
się
も私は
frajerowi
星を
zdechło,
探すのです。
bo special damage is a bitch.
幕を開けてアラウンドスカリバーン。
さてここからだ。若 調子は悪くねえな。
みんなやりましたもん。クーハせいつむじなよーし
燃えろ。わかった。やることは変わらねえよ。
負けないぞ。もちろん
つまらん。
Nie wiesz, że nawet teraz mnie gra w kurwia. Ja pierdolę.
焼き尽くせ木々の巨人。炎の降りたくてウィッカーマン。
やだ、もうやだ。
妖精がなんだってんだ。
戦いですか。
Krwi.
物理で
兵
殴る
法無尽お見せしましょう。
これぞ大軍師の究極陣地。帰らずの地破ってみせる。
それはいつか来る兆しの星、希望の地、楽園の後、誰に呼ばれるまでもなくあなたは星をかざすでしょう。運命は誰のために。アラウンドカリバーン。剣圧にて海を立つ。櫓のごときクジラ幕、大入道五剣断。いず魔剣破り受けたまわる。
まだまだ。
褐色の日差し、こぼれる肌の雫、可愛い男の子。夏最高。
Pierdol spuszczony. Koń zwalony. And the winner is neither of you. The truly strong don't get into stupid brawls. This kind of matchup always ends like this. Hang on, I didn't really lose. The only reason we technically lost is cause Grimmer's so-called mage ass doesn't have a single support skill. Powiedział to. Powiedział. I miał rację. How was I supposed to know you're such a crap warrior you can't even defend yourself? Besides, when it comes to guts, I've got enough for a boatload of Vikings. Both of you shut up and get on the wagon. We need to get to Edinburgh today, damn it. Wow, that worked better than I thought. Anyway, assuming Grimmer's wolves are walking, the wagon only holds 6 people and there's 7 of us now. Want me to follow along on my skates? Nie no, ktoś będzie musiał leżeć. That's okay, I will just ride on Red Rabbit's back. You don't mind, right, Red Rabbit? No, that should be fine. A little fairy like you won't affect my performance at all. But we are still quite far north. Won't you be cold riding outside? I could always run alongside the wagon instead. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I'm used to the cold up here. Alright, let's go, Marcisław. I know there used to be a village in Edinburgh a long time ago, but I don't know what's become of it in the era of the High Queen. Course, given Knocknarea's distaste for humans, I doubt it will be more than a handful of people at a campsite. Rura. Rura. Gdybyście tylko wiedzieli, jak bardzo już mi się nie chce. Attention citizens of Edinburgh, Lady Knocknarea has returned to our fair city for a temporary respite. She will be recuperating at the previous queen's grave for the next few days, after which she will once again depart for the front lines. Niby Edynburg, a wygląda jak Petersburg. Main Street vendors may remain open for business after sundown. Do not let the city's lamplights die out. Remember, Lady Knocknarea loves the nightless city with all her heart. Glory to the King clan. Glory to Edinburgh, the Queen's city. Woohoo! At long last, it's time for war. I can't wait. I thought this day would never come. It's been 10 years since I escaped from the south. I'm proud to call myself a member of the King clan now. I still can't believe how generous Lady Knocknarea was to share her power with a good-for-nothing like me. I'd do anything to help her. I'm liquidating my whole stock. Go on, help yourselves for next to nothing. Do you have the latest daily report? May I see it? 29th military training exercise complete. The victory bell rings for the north. Even as I write those words, I cannot help but tremble with awe at the sheer might of the King clan's army. Even the giant troops who lack of expertise we feared might hold our forces back have become exceptional soldiers. If the way these fine warriors make quick work of large wars is any indication, Camelot's ramparts won't stand a chance. According to First Captain Gerbey, our army could easily overthrow Camelot even if they were to march out today. Once the fighting began, it would be over in more than 3 or 4 days at most. That last part's a little worrying, but Lady Knocknarea's going to be on the front line herself, right? We can't lose then. Besides, our queen would never pick a fight she knew she couldn't win. Lady Nocnarea can always use another pair of hands. Soldiers, medics, clerics, transport, production. We need all the help we can get. Clerics? Whatever job you take, you are guaranteed a fair wage. All we want to see from you is motivation. Also, if you know anyone afflicted with more sickness, please bring them in right away. If the disease is caught early enough, it can still be cured. I know because I was once infected myself. Lady Nocnarea doesn't discriminate between upper and lower class like Morgan. All she cares about is whether you have the will to live. That is why the leader of our very own King clan, who believes in all other citizens equally, should be the next King of Britain. Wow. Wow. The whole empire is stunning Nocnarea with all their might. I can't believe it. This is the northern village? It's even more developed than Salisbury. What in the world has happened here since the beginning of the era of the High Queen? I know how you feel. I was shocked the first time I came here too. My past self's notes said the northern fairies used to be basically a small group of nomads. I guess Mab, the King clan's last queen, must have been one hell of a leader. In just a single generation she built a city that rivals the Edinburgh of proper human history. And a city that's home to northern fairies as well as the fairies who migrated here from the south to boot. I don't know where you get off looking so smug about that. You got nothing to do with their success. Still, there's no denying this is one hell of a city. Everything from the foot traffic to the business dealings feels like the real deal. I see there's a big cathedral here too. Yep, that's a beautiful church called Saint Gilles Cathedral in our world's Edinburgh too. It's probably another one of those human history convergence things. That said, the Edinburgh in proper human history and the one here are built on very different ground. Namely, this one looks like it's been built on top of a rocky mountain. And unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any Carlton Hill or Arthur's Seat here either. Hey Mash, do you know what Arthur's Seat is? I've only read about it, but yes, in proper human history, Arthur's Seat is a well-known tourist spot. It's a steep rocky mountain not too far from Edinburgh itself. According to legend, King Arthur himself once sat on it to look out over the land, thus the name. I see. There sure are a lot of legends about King Arthur, huh? Yep, he is brought up in one form or another in all the big tourist spots. Some other notable ones include Winchester, Glastonbury and Tintagel in Cornwall. So, getting back to our negotiations with Nocnarea. They did say she was back here now, didn't they? So that probably means she's in the palace then, right? Shall we just barge in there now? Yeah, okay, I guess Nocnarea is technically our enemy. She's probably not exactly eager for an audience with us, but hold that thought for a minute, okay? Hey Marcisław, I think Artoria's doing her headstrong thing again. Now what do we do? It's too bad Oberon's not here right now. I mean, just look at her. A head-on clash with Nocnarea, huh? Now I will finally get to let out all those years of pent-up frustration with her. Eyewitness report. Savage child. Savage child of prophecy. Spotted shadow boxing in the street. I'd definitely like to avoid storming in the front gate. Obviously, there's no way she'd listen to us then. Now how do you go about it? Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt your discussion, but it looks like we have a company. Wee woo, wee woo. They clearly have us surrounded now. We may have no choice but to fight. There, you see? I knew that stuff about law and order in this city was all a load of bunk. Then again, attacking outsiders without even a word of warning is just the kind of thing I'd expect from a nation run by Nocnarea. Alright everyone, get your weapons ready. Once we break through this dragnet, we will storm our way right into the castle. Thank you for coming, Lady Artoria. We've been waiting for you and your entourage to arrive. I'm sure you must be tired from your long journey, but please do try to compose yourself. Now, if you will kindly follow me to the cathedral, I can take you to see Lady Nocnarea right now. What? Alright, I almost forgot. I wrote a letter to make an appointment for you ahead of time. It said, Dear Nocnarea, Queen of the North, get ready to see me, 'cause I'm coming for you tomorrow. Cheers! And of course, since I wrote such a nice letter, I got a very nice reply back not long after. It said, I'm prepared to welcome the child of prophecy in a manner befitting a king. Best wishes. I must say, I thought the northern fairies were all barbarians who tried to solve their problems with violence. But it seems Queen Nocnarea is much more sophisticated than I realized. Okay, if she's extended us an invitation, I guess we should take her up on it. Huh? She actually accepted the invitation? She didn't try to kick in the front door? Really? Oh crap, all of you get out of here, take the back entrance, I want you out of this room in 2 seconds. Are you sure about this?
Are you sure about that?
Just a few moments ago you were giddily talking about knocking the child of prophecy down a few pegs. And showing her that ringing 4 bells wasn't nearly enough to make her a match for you. Change of plans, okay? I mean, how would it look if I were to greet a small group of peaceful visitors with a full armed platoon? Huh? You are still worried about your reputation? Isn't it at about the same level as an apple that missed harvest season? What's that? You are saying my rep already fell from the tree and is rotting in the mud? Is that your way of asking for 100 lashes? Yes, I mean, no, I mean, maybe? Okay, you heard her. Everybody out. My apologies for keeping you waiting. The Queen will see you in the cathedral now. So that's how it is, huh? Well, well, how bold of you to just waltz in here like this, Artoria. Does this mean you have finally scrounged up a bit of manners, guts, and confidence then? You are not fooling anyone, Noknarea. We could hear your soldiers scrambling to get out of here. Don't be ridiculous, those were my footsteps, no one else's. Now I won't hear one more word about it. 1, 3, 5, 7. I'm not surprised to see Oberon's not with you, but what about that other girl? You know, the one who looked like she was in heaven with her cheeks all puffed out full of my chocolate? Garrett, right? Garrett, I mean Lady Garrett, stayed in Londinium to defend it as one of my knights. There was no sense in her coming all the way out here just to see another evil empire. She's already been to Camelot. O nie, Noknarea przygotowała dla niej jakąś czekoladę w kształcie Artorii czy coś. I teraz się zmarnuje. Najwyżej ja wezmę. Well, that's too bad. I was planning to give her a tour of my chocolate factory. O nie, to by było dokładnie Garrett i fabryka czekolady. A teraz jak patrzę na ten jej szal, to on jest w kształcie tabliczki czekolady. Takiej podłużnej. 2×20. Oh well, another time perhaps. Anyway, I know how you guys went up to Orkney without my permission. You know damn well that the north belongs to the King clan and that trespassing is prohibited no matter what your reasons might be. Honestly, what are you, some bandits hiding out in the mountains? I guess you still have yet to learn your place. Łąk na łąka? We did go through the Lake District, you know. Ha? Noknarea, why did you freeze like that? Ona nie jest przyzwyczajona do tego, że ludzie do niej mówią, zwłaszcza tacy sexy. I'm not frozen, I swear, what were those guards thinking? How could they let a human into my cathedral? I will have to give them an extra special reward for this later. Oh, now I see. Sorry to interrupt your friendly chat, but it sounds like you already know that Orkney's bell has been rung. Good, that saves us the trouble of filling you in. Anyway, yes, Orkney's bell used to belong to the Rain clan. But now that the Rain clan is gone, the King clan are the bell's de facto guardians, as you well know. That means, to an outsider, which is to say, from Morgan's perspective, it looks like the King clan has officially recognized the Child of Prophecy. Zarąbiście. No. Świetnie. What do you make of that? What do I make of it? Hang on, who are you? My name's Grimr. Well, technically, I'm the second to bear that name, but that's neither here nor there. I've been watching over Orkney's bell on behalf of Merlinus Ambrosius. Oh fuck. Serio Ambrosius? Ja tak się śmiałem z Time Mysteries. Tego rewilu, że Merlin jest pierwszym członkiem rodu Ambrożów. Crap, I almost forgot. When Queen Mev and Cuchulainn mix. Oh boy, you are right. Aha, so you're Grimr the Sage. The last queen told me you are a cold-blooded bastard, but you'd be bound to show up eventually. You once thought Ace the Savior Magecraft, right? I see. If you are here, then I guess this so-called savior must be the real deal after all. Huh? Is that all you have to say, Mnoknarea? I mean, this is Grimr, you know. You don't feel any connection to his spirit origin? What are you talking about? You there? Do we have a connection? Nope, sure don't. You are Knocknarea, the proud queen of the north. You care far more about your life and destiny here than you do any silly ties from human history. Speaking personally, I for one couldn't be happier about that last part. Is that so? I don't know what that's all about, but thanks. I will say this for you. You do have a nice smile. Anyway, that aside, Grimr is right. Now that Orkney's bell has been rung, I don't have a lot of options here. Just this morning, Morgan sent me a final warning. It said, kill the child of prophecy at the Ashen Shore when she returns from Orkney. If you fail to do so, I will consider my treaty with the previous head of the King clan null and void. The end. A treaty with the previous head of the King clan? What's she talking about? None of your business. The point is, if I don't kill the child of prophecy, there will be war. Of course, I was always planning to fight Morgan at some point, so that's part of so that part's fine. The only problem is you, Artoria. Remember what I told you before? Get an army of my own, ring at least 2 bells, and learn to carry myself in a manner befitting the child of prophecy, right? Well, if you can rattle all that off so readily, I must have really gotten to you. Now I'm glad I took the time to deal with you before. Yes, those were my conditions, and you've met them, which means you are worthy of joining forces with me. That is why you came to Edinburgh in the first place, right? An alliance between the King clan and the Child of Prophecy, huh? I like it. Well, that was easy. It's too soon to celebrate just yet, Marcisław. Knocknarea would never make things that easy. Just look at her. That's the face she makes right before she squeezes some poor sucker for everything they are worth. Hey, I've never made a face like that. Still, you're not wrong. My skin might smell of sweet honey and be wonderfully soft, but I myself am neither. I'm willing to form an alliance, but needless to say, I will be the only king. If you are going to join me, you need to pledge your loyalty to me and obey my every command. Also, only fairies are welcome to join my alliance forces, so as far as the Round Table Army's humans go, I think I will turn them into bees and put them to work in my chocolate factory. I'm sure they'd be much happier that way, since those pathetic, useless humans would be the first to die when the fighting starts anyway. Wait, Marcisław, you don't have to say anything. Knocknarea, the Roundtable Army, is the best army in all of Britain. The day we obey you is the day apples start falling back up onto their trees. If you want to command us, you will have to pound us into submission first. So how about it? You and me, ferry to ferry, unless of course you are too chicken to face me. Yeah, Ron. This will be a battle to determine the next king of Britain. A fight for the throne, a fight for the throne, our pride and beauty itself. I swear on the name of the previous queen that I will face you alone and on fair ground, ferry to ferry. The winner takes command of all our combined armed forces, and the loser has to do whatever the winner says. And as a bonus prize, the winner will also get to claim the foreign mage as her spouse. But... Huh? I missed the last condition, but fine, whatever you say. So how are we going to do this? Another chess match? Heh, don't be ridiculous. This is Edinburgh, the headquarters of the entire British sweets industry. There's only one kind of battle fought for pride and beauty around here. Valentine Mab Match, the ancient traditional art of fire confectionery. Fire confectionery? What? Huh? You mean you don't know about it? I see, you really are just a country bumpkin, aren't you? Knock it off with the yokel dicks already. Besides, we country girls are tough cookies. Excuse me, I wasn't originally going to say anything since these negotiations are between Artoria and Knocknarea. But now that the stakes have become personal for Chaldea, I have to ask, what exactly does a mob match entail? Huh? That girl's got as much magical energy as a fairy knight, but she's also wearing black armor and carrying a great shield. Is she the one from Sheffield? Very well, I will ignore your impertinence this one time. The mob match is the last will and testament of the King Clan's previous leader, Queen Mab. It's a law that says whoever makes the most delectable looking chocolate shall be queen. Pretty sweet, right? And I, Devil Karen, the chocolate fairy, shall be the judge. Tam jest okno. Wypierdalaj. What the what? Who's that sassy girl? Lost child?
今のうちに準備白兵戦行きますシールドエフェクト発揮しますゴージャスに
Żanu jeszcze nie miała swojej... No jeszcze nie miała tego buffa, który sprawia, że jej ult daje jej gwiazdki. A to jest zarąbisty buff. No w sumie w ogóle nie ma buffów dotychczas. Trochę zabawne. A nadal jest zarąbistą postacią, najlepszą na świecie.
了解ですいいええやー吹っ飛べ
Wow.
望まれることを望まれたようにそれはいつか来る兆しの星希望の地楽園の後誰に呼ばれるまでもなくあなたは星をかざすでしょう運命は誰のためにアラウンドカリバーンなめんな
Au.
ぶっ込むわよさあ100倍返しのお時間よは行きますこれは憎悪によって磨かれた我が魂の方向ラグロンドメット・デュヘインそれは全ての傷全ての怨恨を癒す我らが故郷権限せよロード・キャメロット
Ja jestem prawie pewien, że Żanter przed chwilą była zczarmowana. Ale już nie jest. To dobrze, ale dziwnie.
Hai. 了解です行きますはいええやー吹っ飛べ
Uwaga, to będzie tak zwany gamble.
ゴージャスにもちろんええはい突破します上等よ
Szlak. Chuj. Kurwa. Od czego ona zginęła? Ej, to był atak AOE. Co? Co tam się stanęło?
悪いね。オフでも武器は持ってるのさ。
これではドラを鳴らしなさい。いかがでしょう。了解ですね。やーとやっ
イエーイ。イエーイ。
スパッとハートを射抜きますか。
この瞬間手を重ねましょう。
Jak to niby nie jest serwant? Że to niby jest Fej? Face Ray.
私でよければ田舎娘の踊りですが。
Zapierdol.
好きだ。おい、好きだらけだぜ。おかえりね。
まだ逃げてください。
でバカンスなこと。
みんなついてきて。今のうちに準備を。白兵戦行きます。今のうちに準備を。
単純単純いけませんね。
源氏死にそうらえ。
敵将討ち取ったり。この辺りが頃合いですか。まさかまさかの企画一陣。不自由な決断です。わかりますね。せめて敵陣を滅ぼしてくださいませ。
Już mam Kurwa.
過激をは死なず。
A, to działa raz.
摂理である。
Działa tylko na jeden atak, więc zajebiście.
サラソージュの花の色、すなわちこの世の摂理を知るがいい。諸行無常、調査必須。
Ale mi naładował tego NP.
おんざ過激のは影なれば
Teraz drugi raz to samo, czyli odporność na Charma, NP Strength Up i NP.
大殺遂行
Overcharge nie jest potrzebny na Kage Heal, więc
サラソウジュの花の色すなわち
nie
こ
problem.
の世の摂理を知るがいい諸行無常調査必須
癖になりそう。
Ona jeszcze żyje, ja pierdolę.
On za
Ja pierdolę.
za on
Co mogę powiedzieć? Zajebisty jest ten quest. I nie będę używał
儚き
boosteru.
は罪この世はなべて散りあくた我が恩貴様を捕らえたぞ諸行無常調査必須
癖になりそう。
せれせいこれが恩のホムラよ過激をは死なずオンザオーザンセイワッ過激をは影なればオンザンサラソウジュの花の色すなわちこの世の摂理を知るがいい諸行無常調査必須源氏死にそうらえ
Wysolowany. Kurna, to była dopiero druga strzałka. W dupie to mam, idę sobie stąd. Jeżeli w najbliższym czasie nie trafimy do tego cholernego plastra miodu, to ja dostanę z tego w kurwu. Okej, wszystkie notki z Fey Era są i mniej więcej większość powinna być też tutaj tak. Mamy parę luk w 1900 i 400. Dobra, widzimy się jutro dalej na 20 i może to będzie wtedy, kiedy zrobimy też 21, bo dobrze, że tam pospidowaliśmy trochę przy Albionie, bo robi się dłużej coraz. Zupełnie jakby finał się zbliżał. Jakbyśmy mieli już tylko 5 tych sekcji do zrobienia. Dobra, do jutra, na razie. Cześć.